Summertime, gotta love it. Yeah, look, you a 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. Yeah, feeling like I knew you in another life. Spiritual connection got us feeling right. If things go left and we lose sight, I hope we go back to those nights when everything was fresh and so pure. Caught in the vibe with no cure. Can we make it last? I'm not sure.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the Mosaic podcast. And you see, I have my co-host with me, Tab and Aaliyah. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, Tab?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing good. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see y'all. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. How's y'all week go?
Man, I'm not saying that it's a bad week, but it's a long week. Prayerfully that it gets better towards Friday, which to me is the best day. We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see, right? Yeah. It's going all right. I'm not gonna complain. It ain't gonna change a thing. But yeah, it does feel like it's dragging along. But maybe I'm just tired, you know? It be like that sometimes. But how you been feeling? How your walk's been going?
Yes.
Walk's been going good. Last night I got it in right before the rain started again. Today it's been raining today, so I didn't get a chance to do it. Literally just woke up. I look sleepy. Mind your business. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. Yeah, we here. We here.
Wasn't nobody gonna say nothing anyway, but whatever.
Yeah, no, they need to go to your TikTok, baby, to see how you've been acting behind this raid. That's why I'm getting tickled.
Oh, not calling
Mm-hmm.
Toothless out. That's all.
That's why you tired alter
That's
egos and things.
yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to maintain.
I understand.
But you got to do it if you're trying to get it exposure that you want. You got to do it. So, but
Yeah.
we here and yeah. So
Hey Ashley, thank you for joining us. I
Hi,
appreciate
Ashley.
you.
Hope you're doing well. Hope your week is going good.
thank y'all so much for joining in tonight. It is time for us to just dive on in. Oh, before we start, we got Cancer Caesar. So we got some birthdays coming up. So Tab,
It's birthday girl.
so
It is cancer season, TGs.
we gotta
Yes.
look out for that Cancer season. Us Geminis, we took a step back. So
Exactly. Yeah, you know, Gemini season, they stepping back, so Cancers are stepping up. So I thank y'all. July 12th is my birthday, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, but I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Yes. It'll be a minute before it's my birthday, and it frankly
Chapter
can wait.
37.
hey,
I know, right?
the way these days are flying through, it'll be here soon.
I know,
It
that's why I
really
said it
will.
can wait. It can wait. I don't need to feel any more
It's
age
gonna
in
be
these
here
knees
next
of
week.
mine
Yeah.
at all.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into this first segment.
All right, cool.
Scroll therapy, y'all.
All right.
All right, so
Yes,
there's some little light, fun questions. Some of them are a little, out there. So let's go ahead and dive in that first one.
All right, let's get into it. Do you think sex can make someone fall in love with you?
Ooh, Lord.
Do you think sex can make someone fall in love with you?
So this
Well,
being said, I'm posing this question to both guys and ladies off of body language because I it's been on my mind for a really long time. Anyway, it's the story of my life. I plan a one night stand, but somehow they catch feelings and get attached. So, is it possible that I'm making them fall in love that quick?
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on the person, and if they're truly feeling you. I mean, I personal bias. I fell in love with a guy that I first seen, and all he did was just pop up on me, and I thought my world opened up. I mean, it is very possible to be one of those love at first sight people.
Yeah, I was
But I'm
gonna
a
ask. So you
romantic.
believe that? You believe
I
in love?
believe it wholeheartedly, just from personal experience.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
Ty?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this topic, ugh, this one is making me think. And then, just realizing, yeah, I used to think it was so fake and so cliche, like love at first sight. Oh, that's just that bullshit. Like, but until you actually, go through something like that or feel that or experience that, you can't really, knock it till you try it, as they say. But yeah, I think that is a very big factor that plays a role in, if you think about the pie pieces and the puzzle pieces, that's 80% of it, I'm pretty sure.
The pie pieces and puzzle pieces. I like that. I like that.
You know, I think I can believe the sexual side of it, making them fall in love versus first sight. Because first sight, like you haven't got a chance to know that person. You might be lusting after them, but I don't know about loving.
It may be a
I
combination of the two. Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I agree. But it may be
yeah.
a combination of the two, right? Of course, you got to be attracted to this person to even fall in love with them without speaking to them or talking to them. There's like a physical attraction, but there's a gravitation. Like, there's a level of chemistry, right? So you just never know what it is about that person, why you're gravitating to them, or why you like that person.
I
Well,
do believe
that
in.
go
uh,
ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do believe that like you can build that connection with somebody without seeing them in person. Have y'all ever seen that show Love Is Blind?
Hmm.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so they
The one
basically
on
are
Netflix,
talking.
right?
Yeah, they kind of like
Okay.
talking from different rooms, never seeing each other, and they ended up falling for each other. I can believe that, but like just physically just seeing them for the first time and said, "Damn, I think I'm in love with that person." I think it'll be more of lusting at that point because you're looking at that person. They might physically look good and everything, but then what if you get to know that person and you don't even like that person?
That's the thing with my personal experience. Oops, excuse me. I'm sorry. I literally fell in love with this person off of first seeing them, and then once I got to know this person, we related in a spiritual way. Like this is some ordained stuff I never experienced before. Like I never talked about God with this person, and he would give me gifts directly related to Jesus. Like he knew I was a Christian woman without us even talking about it, or we had the same movies, same interests in common, and we never physically touched. Like I never ended up dating this person, and we always saw each other like, I wouldn't say brother or sister, but I also I never really voiced to them my sincere attraction, so I don't know if more could have become of it, but we were really, really close. But again, I'm a hopeless romantic. That may be the reason why I'm biased because I believe in true love, and I hope I find it someday. But that was a perfect example for me. If that would have worked out, that would have been my dream relationship.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think those are pretty good answers, all valid answers. So, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this one is going to be like, when you first read it, you're going to be like, okay.
Oh,
that reaction.
ooh, ooh.
All right. So backstory about this one is he said, I'm a male, 21, and my sister is 24. I've always felt like my sister gets more attention from our parents. They're wealthy. They provided us with everything we need. However, my dad tends to spoil my sister, buying her things and giving her a lot of freedom. I've sometimes felt left out, like the least most important to them. My sister recently started university and I was excited for her. Our parents are supporting her fully and she's enjoying the newfound independence. However, I noticed that she's been looking a bit unwell lately. I decided to visit her on campus, taking some groceries and supplies from our mom. When I arrived, I couldn't find her anywhere. I asked for the security guard to help, and he pointed me to directions to the hostel. I met a lady named Victoria who helped me find my sister's hostel door. However, she wasn't answering her phone, and I had to leave the groceries with a note. Later, I received a text from an unknown knowing saying that my sister was in the hospital. I waited for her, and when she arrived, she told me she was HIV positive. I was shocked and didn't know what to do. She asked me not to promise. She asked me to promise not to tell our parents, and I agreed. I'm now carrying this heavy secret, and it's been affecting me deeply. I'm worried about my sister's health and well-being, and torn on keeping the secret between for her and my parents. I don't know what the consequences will be, but I feel like they need to know. I'm also preparing to leave for Germany soon with one of my dad's business partners. I'm excited about the opportunity, but I'm worried about leaving my sister behind. I need help. Someone give me some guidance.
Wow. Wow, that's really sad. I I that's his sister at the end of the day, especially facing HIV. I personally I would put some of those grievances aside that he feels because you just never know. Every day isn't guaranteed. Granted, they have medication and stuff that can help address HIV nowadays, so it isn't necessarily a death sentence. But man,
Yes.
that's heavy. That's heavy.
So what his struggle is, should he tell his parents or keep his sister's secret? What do
I ooh I
As harsh as it sounds, I feel like I tell the sister, look, hey, you better tell him or I'm going to tell him. Because this is too much. It's already enough of what you're dealing with, but it's like, look, this how you want to go out, cool. But you put me in a situation, right? So it's like, hey, I would find a way to either deal with it like that or say, hey, to the family, I'm gonna need y'all to step up while I go handle my business. You have to be here for them, or or else, I don't know how you would deal with something like that because um, this isn't something that it's happened in our like it's part of our a family member has passed away from HIV. So I understand the severity behind that. Um, Wanting to keep it a secret, but it's really at this point, it's kind of dangerous to keep it a secret. And then it's like, if you don't want them to be around you in your final days, then just say that.
mm,
Now, what I would say to him is, I know he's worried about his sister, but like you said, it's not a death sentence like it was 20 years ago. Um,
right.
they do have the medicine that allows you to go undetected, so it's like you don't even have it. And I learned that from the Reddit questions and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, I heard about it, but like they got the antiviral medicine. Yeah, you still have it, but it shows like you can't pass it along as long as you're taking your medicine. Um, so
Question: so
it's
is it free?
yes, yes.
So it
When they
doesn't matter if you can afford it or not. If you are positive, then you can go get this medication that's gonna make it to where you can go undetected and keep living your life.
right, yeah. So
Yeah.
um, that's one thing. Like I see people in the comments from the Reddit comments saying like, I would rather be with somebody that's undetectable and know that they're taking their medicines every month or how long they got to take it versus somebody I don't know because they could have it and it progress to full blown AIDS and they don't know because they're not getting checked out and stuff. But
Right.
with them having HIV positive and taking the medicine, they have to continuously get checked. So they're going to continuously knowing if they are undetectable or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but as far as them telling their parents, yeah, I would go to it. If I can't handle the secret myself, I'll be like, yeah, look, you have to tell them because this is weighing heavy on my heart. I don't know what to do, but yeah, you have to make that decision up because I don't want to do it.
I
Oh.
agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Alicia. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Ashley.
Well,
Welcome in, everybody.
welcome
Hello,
in.
everybody. Hope y'all are having a good day.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna dive into that next question. I know
All right, then.
that
Let's
was a
get it.
little shocking or tough, but this is a lighthearted one. Here we go.
What's something you would never buy, even if you had $1 billion? Backstory.
Um, Obviously he don't have $1 billion. This was just a random question that he wanted to know because he's not like these billionaires just be buying random stuff. But I wouldn't even, he said I wouldn't even buy a Tesla. Like I don't like Tesla, so I can say I wouldn't buy a Tesla either. So
True. This is true. What would you buy?
I
Or
want to
what
get a
would you
million
never
just for
buy?
property taxes.
I think
A
what I
lot.
would buy, what I would invest. My main thing I would invest in, if I were to become rich, I would think about something that can continuously make money and make myself richer. So my two things is a funeral home because people are always dying.
Oh,
Facts on
Yeah.
facts. Even though
Um.
I read that wrong.
Oh.
sure did.
I would buy.
I was like, for the record, what's something you would never buy, even if you had a
Oh
billion
yeah,
dollars? Bama said, I'm
but
buying
you
a
asked me
funeral
what I would buy.
because I said it wrong.
Uh,
Dyslexia. God dang it, Bobby. Don't start with me today. Don't start with me today.
okay, I ain't gonna say the next
But
one.
carry on. It's okay because I was just going to ask you anyway, backstory. What would you buy if you had $1 billion? So carry on. I just had to let the people know. I'm
Okay.
human too. I
Um,
make mistakes.
we do, we do. But yeah, I would buy a funeral home. Um, and I would buy like apartment complex, like because those are things that you need a place to live, and the funeral home, and I would buy some land. Those are three things that I would basically buy to continuously my money going.
Let me get some land and a plaza and an apartment complex.
Come
Mm-hmm.
on. Because you
Mm-hmm.
got to shop and people are going to
Mm-hmm.
shop.
Got
Shoot.
to. These folk like to spend their money. Look at America. Just look around. They
Come
want to
on.
spend that money. They greedy and they want options. And they big
Exactly.
backs.
Exactly. I'd invest in a few stocks, like anything like Disney. You already know they're going to bring in a certain amount of income. Um, Medical wise, I'd invest. It's a joke between me and my family. I would invest in hearing aids because guaranteed our generation is going to need it by the time we get old.
The
And
way we jamming that music in the cars.
yes, come
Mm-hmm.
on,
Y'all got me thinking. I need to invest in wheelchairs and things.
yes, kneecaps, heart replacement,
And
pacemakers.
She
hips
said
and
kneecap.
things. Elbows.
Man,
Invest in
Mm-hmm.
making these.
yes. Dude, I want to live an easy lifestyle by the time I'm ready to retire.
Oh, so what would y'all not buy then? Since that was the
Uh,
question.
a mansion, like literally, because the property taxes are going to be so high. You're going to end up paying a whole bunch
Yeah.
to maintain the property. like I said, with taxes, you're going to be coming
Yeah.
out at hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, and it's you're going to lose your investment over time, especially, and it depends on your
Mm-hmm.
area. Like if you're living in Calabasas or something, of course, pretty much can just afford to do that. But me here in Texas,
Yeah.
no, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save my money.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I would ever have the need to have a very expensive, luxurious vehicle that's like cost more than a home. I think I
Right,
would be smart with my money always
right.
because why not be frugal? Why not save? Why not, have, triple your investments or whatever? But it's like, it's just, I don't like to be wasteful, so I don't think that I would just, be so like in the moments of want to splurge and spend, $300,000 on a car, even if I was
Thank
a
you.
millionaire or
Or
if I had $1 billion.
jewelry.
It just don't make no sense. Yeah, it
Mm-mm.
just don't make sense.
No, you
Because
look
then
at
what
all
if
the billionaires
that
walking
vehicle gets
around. They're
wrecked?
walking around t-shirts and jeans and regular old sneakers from Walmart of all places.
And
And
writing off everything that they buy.
come on, but they go on a lavish vacation. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that as a usable expense, because I'm going out of town to relax. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna throw it away on anything frivolous trying to show off for anybody. That's just asking me to become a mark.
Mm,
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. Good answers. Good answers. Let's move on to the next question.
Uh-oh. My boss asked me to lie to HR. What is the backstory to that?
So, he said I work at a mid-sized tech company, and I generally like my job. About 2 weeks ago, my manager pulled me aside and told me that HR was doing a random audit on an internal team structure and responsibility. He asked me very casually to say I was assigned to a specific project that I've never actually worked on, just to make sure the numbers look good. At the time, I felt pressured, so I went along with it during the HR interview. Now I found out the project in question is tied to a budget overrun and poor performance, and the HR might be investigating further. I feel like I've been set up as a scapegoat. If I come clean now, I'll be admitting that I lied to HR, which could cost me my job. But if I don't, I might get dragged into something much worse. What would you do in my situation? What about you,
Well,
Tab?
well, get a lawyer.
Take that shit to try.
uh, okay. You better do some research, bruh, man. Um, I would definitely seek some legal counsel and figure out what options I have and not say anything else. But I don't know. Then again, it's like nowadays there's so many ways you could get the receipts lined up. I don't know. I don't know. A part of me is like, how bad is it gonna hurt? You tell it on him versus telling it on yourself.
My question is if the job even worth it, or you could relocate to a whole nother job and just avoid the whole situation together.
That's a whole nother thing. You can always walk away. Some people feel obligated to stay loyal to these companies when you stuck in situations just like that. They're not loyal to you. So it's like, weigh out the pros and cons. What are you even doing?
Right.
They clearly don't value you. So yeah. I
Right.
don't know.
Otherwise, they would have never put him in that position.
I'm one of those people
Exactly.
who speak up.
Hmm.
I'm gonna speak up. If you put me in that position, then I'm gonna tell it. I'm like, nah, because obviously I don't work hard to get where I am, and you try to do something knowing it's gonna set me up. So you had bad intentions for me anyway.
Mm.
So I'm gonna speak up, tell them how you wow, horse. Damn, I can't even talk. You know the damn word.
Coerced.
Yeah, that one.
Coerced, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, the whole thing trying to get me to do this for you. to make the company look good, but in reality, it was a whole fake project. And now it's trying to get turned back on me. And I would be so invested into it. I'll be doing my own little investigation to get the receipts. I have
Hello.
spy cameras on and everything,
Mm.
recording conversations and all that. So, and
And then take
I'll
over
set a
his
whole
job
damn
and
meeting
just
up
tell
and
it.
play the recording.
Yeah, and just tell it all and then lock in a whole nother
Yeah,
job and be done
and
with
then
it.
like I'm out this bitch because y'all don't value me anyway.
Well, well,
Bartholomew, don't leave us. We
Bart,
need you.
you know. Yeah, no, I that sounds crazy to me. I would never want to put, if I was the boss, put my employee in a position like that. That's not even right to ask them to do something like that. It happens all the time. Don't get me wrong, but
Should have.
man,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to stand on your own integrity.
Mm-hmm. Ashley said, your lie ain't worth my job, time, money, or future. Miss Alicia said, been there with HR and my boss and did this next time I'm telling. For sure.
Come
You
on.
gotta speak up for yourself. You better
Yes.
defend yourself like no other. Rise up. Do the
Yes.
research. Get the receipts. Do the homework. Whatever it takes. Like, you better go to war for yourself.
Yes.
And then she said, what was the lie about? We are not promised tomorrow and you can't take it with you. So that's a whole nother thing. People go integrity, they don't remember how you treated them or how you acted, right? And how you treated other people. And people gonna remember that more than anything. They ain't gonna remember what color car you was driving at that time.
Well,
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Good.
burial plots be expensive and is. They are.
Good question. Good answers. All right, moving along. We moving along.
Hey man. So we just completed scroll therapy, or is there another question,
it's
Bartholomew?
another one. Should I tell
Yeah,
my girlfriend that I've been sexually assaulted in the past? Wow. Wow.
yeah. So backstory with this one is I've been thinking about this for a while, and I would really appreciate some outside opinions. This is my burner account for obvious reasons. I'm 19 years old, female. My girlfriend is 18-year-old female. We've known each other for 5 years, but only started dating in March. I was assaulted multiple times throughout my preteens and early teens, mostly before we met. I have never told anyone about my experiences, and I never considered that I would have to. I don't want to, frankly, but I've also found that she gets frustrated, not ever mad or forceful when when I refuse physical affection. She has asked me why I get weird about it, but I think it's driving a bit of a rift between us. She has a physical, affectionate personality, which I didn't realize when we first met, and trying now I'm trying to deal with how I can explain to her without actually telling her the truth. What do you think?
Now this is a situation I could say where, if you trust her, you should tell her. If you feel like you can't trust her, then I would hold back. I would definitely seek a therapist in this situation because that's a trustworthy source that nobody's gonna tell you anything that's gonna hurt you. But man, I would definitely want my partner to know, just because of how sensitive that topic is. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to hold back. I wouldn't be able to hide that.
Yeah, I think it's important to. Well, he basically figured it out and said it, um, without really realizing it. So you don't know how to tell this person, hey, I didn't realize in the beginning this is how you were, but maybe I didn't realize this is how I was, but this is affecting me because of past traumas without elaborating whether you trust this person or want to, explore, that conversation with this person or not. And then you should also seek, some type of therapy or counseling or help and not feel, any type of way about seeking, outside additional professional help that's going to help you work through the things that you've gone through. So I feel like it's pretty simple. He's overthinking it, but the unknown will have you freaked out, right? And so you'll be scared. But I feel like it's simple. You have control, right? So if you want to talk to this person about this situation, then do it. And if you don't, then don't. But you still need to communicate something because you're creating issues and maybe triggering this person because they may be having insecurities because you're pushing back because they don't know what's going on. So you need to say
Mhm.
something, and that's part of communicating.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think it's a tough conversation, just the fact that they are in a new relationship, and she already explained she hasn't even told anybody yet.
Mm.
So telling somebody that you've been in a relationship for 3 months, that's gonna be hard for her to do too, uh,
Right.
because they really haven't built that foundation of a relationship. They don't know how long it's gonna last. They're still like in the honeymoon phase of a new relationship. So um, I don't know about telling
Yeah,
them. I would keep it to myself for a minute until
that's
I
early
feel
on in a relationship. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely need to build that necessary trust because, that's not just a topic that you can just give to anybody. I um at the same time, you don't want it to sit there and fester for too long because, like Tabitha said, it can start triggering things. You're going to start having suspicions, or the other partner can start having suspicions in their mind, like there's something going on that I don't know, what it could be because she hasn't voiced it yet. But yeah, no, that's totally a personal choice. She's going to have to face it somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey Tiff, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody.
good answer.
Hello, hello.
There's all right. We are down to the next one. Here we go.
I lied about my nationality when I travel. How would you feel?
So, backstory about this one: I'm 100% Latino, coming from my parents with Latin countries, but I was born in the United States. I travel a lot. When I'm out on the streets walking around, I always tell them I'm Mexican, as I won't get ripped off as much, or they'll treat me much different. I can usually play this off since my first language is Spanish, and I was raised with the Latin culture. Also, I don't feel American at all. The way I was brought up and raised, I did not live your standard American lifestyle at all. Pound tacos for life. I don't know about that. Or hashtag
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
hashtag tacos for life. However, when I travel and stay in hostels, I meet a lot of people, and I also lie to people who later become my friends at those hostels and make good conversations. But I lie to them mostly because we all know Americans aren't really likable. Well, this is what I've noticed during my travels. Always known as the stupid, oblivious, selfish. Damn, he going in on the Americans. Um, irresponsible travelers. I don't think I will fall under that because I truly believe that I have been told I'm nothing like that. Thus, I don't want to be categorized in American some things. What? American some things? I don't know. I just feel like travelers always put a label on Americans. Anyways, how would you feel if I were the one that lied to you? Would you think of me differently? Just curious because I got a really close to a girl and have stayed in touch with her, but I haven't told her that I'm actually. Wait, so are you American or not? Because you said that I'm actually American.
It sounds like he's American, but he doesn't want to be American. And baby, if that's
He's
the case,
embarrassed about it.
relocate. Ain't no point in you sit up here
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah, you over
Oh,
here
he's
So
pretending
supposed
to
that
to
what
be
be
a
some
happens
no
sometimes,
no.
foreigner,
Ethan.
Me
but
like
you American and you ashamed of it. So you're a fraud, and she's falling in love with somebody she doesn't even know.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah.
he is American. So he said, "I'm 100% Latino, coming from parents with Latin countries, but I'm born in the U.S. So you're American.
Yes.
You just yeah, a Latin
But
American,
he's of Latino descent, so
right?
Latin
baby, go
American.
Latin
home.
American.
Go home if you
Come on
hate it
now,
here so
stop.
much. I mean, not to sound like those
He's
other people.
egotistical. Yeah.
But
So
he definitely doesn't sound like he likes it here. I mean, come on, that's what I would do, or I would love to relocate to another country. We're just gonna be honest, but yeah, no,
who and
he's
he's
doing the
pretending to
most.
be what nationality?
Mexican. I
Oh
don't think
Lord.
like
So
that's the
can
wrong
he even speak
nationality
it?
to
Like,
be switching to because Mexican be getting heat too. Like, why can't you switch to something else?
That's what he wants. I mean,
well then
if you think
stand
about
10
it, no
toes down.
nationality is perfect. But if he loves being Mexican or he's from the Latino community and he feels more comfortable down there, I would relocate. That would be my simple solution.
And live
He
the life and the culture,
might get he might get you know what's going on in the world. They
That's why
might
he need to stand 10 toes down and train
yeah.
himself and speak the
Yes.
language and look the look and act the part. I mean, this is what you signed up for. This
Right.
comes with the territory of them lies and things. So I'm gonna need you to, step up, bro, man, and play the part. Or tell the truth. The truth shall set
Tell
you
the
free.
truth.
Cause it sounds like a whole bunch of weight over here pretending, don't it? And then all you gotta do is just speak.
That's what's
Tell
so
the truth.
confusing to me. You're still Latino descent,
So what are you really like?
but you don't want to be American, but you're pretending to be Hispanic. I don't get it. That's
Cause
like
I guess
way
he
too
don't
much. He's
consider
complicated.
himself. Yeah, he's
Way too
complicating it because it's
complicated.
like you full blood, but you were born over here. So I guess there's treatments or should I say what is it?
Oh, there's definitely
Stereotypes
treatment.
against being born over here versus over there, and so maybe that's what he's got. Sounds like an insecurity about that, and it's
Hmm.
like that's something he also needs to work through. People don't care that much,
Right.
but she's gonna
Well,
care more than everybody else.
right now, considering the state of the world and how they feel about Americans, it's not nice. So I can understand, the shame that he particularly, okay, so I can see it from that standpoint, the shame he would particularly feel right now with the state of the country and the attitude toward
But he's
Hispanics in particular.
choosing to be Mexicans. They're not high on the totem pole either. Like the way they being treated.
That's what
They
I'm saying,
sitting right beside
but he
us.
still feels more connected to his own culture because he's still Latino, which, Mexicans are Latino.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but it's still, I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't, that just seems like he's just doing the most. I don't
It's
understand
too
it
much to
For
keep
no
up with.
reason.
for no reason.
It's draining. Yeah, you complicated and dramatic. Like I would ask
Yes,
what's his
very
sign, but that
dramatic.
don't even matter. Yeah, that's me
Woo.
being dramatic at this point. Like I'm not even gonna feed into that. Like,
Right.
see, people got real. I mean, I'm not gonna say real problems. I'm just saying, quit
Mhm.
overcomplicating things in life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, that was our last ready question, and that question kind of ties into our topic at hand today. We got topics traveling tips and hacks. So I know y'all like to travel. We all like to travel. What are some things that y'all can give the people um, that help their travels a little better?
Um,
Mhm.
well, I can speak as somebody who I really can't say I've traveled outside the country. Well, yes, I can because I've been out of the country multiple times just through cruises. Um, some travel tips I would say as far as cruising is concerned. Excuse me, I can't talk. Uh, Pack light. You are going to go to the port and you are going to go through many doors, many exits, many escalators, many stairs. And baby, by the time you get on that ship, you will be pouring sweat. Pack light. You want to make sure to bring Lysol because they don't always clean the rooms properly. I'm just going to be honest. You're going to want to bring medications, anything that you need that's going to help you get through however many days that you're going to be out on sea. You want to make sure to bring extra drawers because you just never know the situation at hand. Bathing suits, light tropical outfits, and most importantly, bring a good attitude. You want to have fun. Cruises are meant to be enjoyed because you are going to relax. You're going to feel like a king or a queen that entire trip. I'm telling you right now. Like, if you ever want to cruise, call me. Hit me up on my socials, please.
Well, we can tell what your favorite way to vacate is.
Yes.
Going on a cruise. So, Bama, type of hacks or traveling tips do you have?
Honestly, I can't say that I have any because the way that she just said pack light, I got my packing style from my mama. She packed the whole house. Uh,
Pack rat. Pack rat.
I don't know how. Honestly, I can't say that I do because like every time I travel, I just my last travel was Austin, right? So that was the least amount of I packed going somewhere, and I just felt like I didn't have nothing that I needed.
Well, you're
Uh,
going by yourself. You said your mama passed like that, right?
yeah, but I learned from her because she would pack all these stuff and was all like, "Yeah, you got to bring this. You got to bring this. You got to match your outfits. You got to wear the outfits. The shoes that got to match the outfits. Everything got to match. You got to make sure you got the stuff for your hair and everything." So like,
You bring the whole
Yeah.
house.
I bring the whole house,
Mm-hmm.
and I end up I pack like the I don't. That's my first time ever doing like a carry on bag. I usually have two damn check bags when I'm walking. So like
Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that's wild because
Yeah.
yeah, no. I'm not trying to pack too much stuff because I'm not trying to carry it all, especially on a cruise or whatever. But it's like, yeah, when you oof, yeah, that's kind of rough. I'm not trying to carry all that stuff, and then I'm cheap. I'm not trying to pay for the extra bags. But yeah, as far as like hacks and stuff, like how do y'all fold y'all's clothing? If you're a pack rat like me, I can tend to be a pack rat because like she said. I have to have my medications. I gotta have my motion sickness pills. I gotta have my, Benadryl in case something, I get exposed to something that makes me, allergic or whatever. Um, and so, of course, you gotta have your sunblock because I ain't got time for that. And I even had sunblock and I started peeling. So it's like you can only be prepared so much. But yeah, you definitely gotta pack light. So I was just like wondering if you're a person that packs a lot, then how do you fold your items? How do you pack them? Are you the person with the carry-on bag with with the hangers, as far as not like a carry-on bag, but the bag that you lay out your actual outfits on the hanger and carry that? You
Yes.
roll it up, y'all fold them up, like because I've seen some crazy looking ways to fold items to fit more items in your suitcase.
Yeah, no, I bring a travel bag just for my dresses, particularly on cruises because there's a night where you want to get dressed up, you want to take pictures, throw on your makeup, or throw on your best suit and just look jazzy for the night. I love that. But if I just recently learned that if you roll your clothing a particular way, you can pack more clothes and I don't necessarily have to do that because the clothing that I usually pack is thin, tropical style. So, it's not a whole bunch of heavy materials that I'm bringing.
Right,
You can
flowy
use,
items.
yeah, vacuum packing, which is another thing if you want to fit more into your suitcase. And that's another thing. You don't want to overpack your suitcase on a cruise because you're going to buy stuff. You're going to want to bring home souvenirs, sometimes liquor bottles. and they're going to take up spaces in those bags, and it's going to get heavy on the way home. I'm telling you, you go home. I mean, you come with the light bag, you go home with the heavy bag, just because you put
Mm-hmm.
more stuff in there. And
And,
and don't forget your travel documents. Bring your travel documents wherever you go. You
For
don't want to get
sure.
left behind outside the country and you don't have either your birth certificate, your driver's license, or your uh, uh, passport. And
Right.
even in some
Exactly.
cases, with married couples, you want to bring your marriage certificate just to prove your identity. Like, don't get caught slipping out here. But how do
Oh
you pack,
snap.
Bella?
so yeah, I definitely pack. I pack that shit up like in small squares
Uh-huh.
so I can get more stuff. Because my mom always not like you. I always gotta have enough outfits. You don't know what's gonna bring. So my
Right.
mom, she was a big person on the clothes.
Uh-huh.
She is a she liked to be a fashionista and stuff and have all her different
Mm-hmm.
outfits and stuff. So she's always told me, make sure you have different outfits for whatever occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Two or three for one day or something. Like you never
That's
Yeah.
know.
my
You
Yeah.
go
mom.
outside and
Ugh.
you gonna get sweaty and you want to take a shower and get cleaned up again. So you have something back up for that same day.
It's the
But
truth. It's the
um,
truth.
so like she taught me
That's
how to
right.
like fold it up, but
Mm-hmm.
my ass would still need damn two tech bags, and then I would sometimes even bring like a backpack or a carry on just for stuff that I might get while I'm on the trip, because the carry ons are
Yeah.
usually for free.
Right.
So that's why
Oh
that's what.
yeah.
No, that's smart. That's smart. I never thought about doing that on a plane, carrying that extra bag with me just to have stuff. Because normally when I travel in the United States, there's rare places where I just get a ton of souvenirs to come back home to. I don't know if that's necessarily because I'm still in America or what, but that just leads me to a question as far as like destination spots are concerned. Like, what is on your bucket list as far as destinations are concerned that you would like to do before it's all said and done? Like, where would you like to go?
For me, I think I would like to go to Dubai.
Dubai. Yes.
I want to go to. I always said I wanted to go to Paris, France. So
Okay.
I don't know why. It just seems like it was nice. But I
Mm-hmm.
heard they are infested with bed bugs. So you got to be careful over there. Not trying to bring them back.
No, no. Lord
Yeah.
Jesus.
No.
But that's outside of the country. Um, Inside of the country, the two major cities that I have not been but I want to go to is like um, what is it? I was just telling my mom, Detroit. Detroit. I've never been there. I wanted to see what that was about. And then LA. I've flown to LA and then flew out of the LA, but I actually never went outside the airport. So I wanted to
What?
see what that was about.
Yeah, I agree. What about you,
Mm-hmm.
Tab?
All right, interesting, interesting. So one of our family reunions is supposed to be in Detroit next year, so I want to go there because Motown, all that good stuff. But I also want to go to LA because I've never been to California. It's on my vision board, California road trip to be exact. But I definitely want to go to um, I want to go to Bora Bora, and I definitely want to go to Bali, like Bali specifically,
Yeah.
before or on my 40th birthday. I want to go there. I don't know. That's just I don't know. I feel like that's part of like a spiritual journey, going to Bali. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to Dubai too. I gotta get like my tone and my attitude right because I ain't trying to get locked up over yonder. And that was another thing I was gonna say. When you're traveling, get your time zones right, especially on cruises.
Yeah.
Don't get left. Don't get
No.
left in these folks' countries. Yeah, so I have a whole bucket list. There's a bunch of places I want to go, but those will be, obviously I'm trying to get my ass to New York, but I'm also trying to,
I was
stay
waiting.
alive and survive too.
I was
So
waiting.
Hello. Yes,
That
yes.
should have been the first one you missed is inside the U.S.
Come on, we gonna get to New York one
I
way
had
or
to,
another, some kind of
let
way.
that be the last one so I
Yeah.
can end on
Yes,
that one,
yes.
Help a
No,
sister out.
I personally, I would love to go to Maui. I've never been to Hawaii.
I
That's like one of the ultimate travel destinations for me. I I would also love to go on an Alaskan cruise because they say that is one of the most beautiful scenic cruises you could ever see. I really really want to see the Aurora Borealis because they say that that is
Yes.
just, it's a whole spectacle, and I love stars. If we got to get you on a cruise, Bama, because if you ever look at a night sky cruise, it's magical. It's magical. You'll never be the same. I mean, I fell in love the first time that I saw the stars at the top of the ship.
yeah.
And you had got the wind in your hair, and it's all just
It's hood
it's just
Titanic
perfect.
vibes. I'm just playing.
Yes,
Wait,
yes,
now
the
let's not mention
vibe.
Titanic when y'all want me to go on a motherfucking cruise.
Oh,
Like,
I won't be doing the Titanic. I'm not that brave, but
Hey, I said hood like vibes, like
yes, yes. I'm sitting down on a
it's
chair,
a whole
well
vibe
inside the
though.
rails of the ship.
Yeah, I ain't hanging on nobody's end, aft, front, whatever they call that thing. I done forgot. Yeah, I'm not hanging on none of them bars and things. And I'll
Come
be
on,
acting like, what was her name?
Rose.
I can't.
Rose,
Rose.
girl.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-uh. I'll be acting like Rhonda. Uh-uh.
Come on,
Nope.
man. No. So you know that all three of us are foodies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
from the travel destinations that you've been to or would like to be or visit, what's a food scene that you would just love to participate in or you have participated in as far as traveling is concerned?
um, Now this might sound weird, but I'm not a big sushi person.
Mhm.
But when I went to Hawaii, I had sushi, and it was the best sushi of my life. And you won't believe where I got it from. I
Where?
got
McDonald's?
I got it from the 7-Eleven,
The 7-Eleven? Come on.
and that
Oh, I
like
believe it.
it was so good. Like it was different. I don't know. It was like barbecue sushi. Like I don't know what it was, but it was tasting so damn good. I tell my best friend all the damn time. He's like, I said, I low key want to come back to Hawaii just to go to the 7-Eleven, just
Mhm.
to get some of that damn sushi. I
Yes.
don't know
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck they put in there. I'm used to just California rolls over here, like, but that
Okay.
sushi was top notch over there in the 7-Eleven.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I hear when you go to Hawaii or Korea, you got to go to the 7-Elevens. They got the best
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah.
fresh. So I'm gonna try that when I go to Hawaii. Maybe we need to go to Hawaii or something.
Ooh, you just made me think of Japan. I was just watching this girl named Lala walk through a Japan store, and while you're talking about sushi and stuff, they had sandwiches. I mean, whole pizzas and all this other stuff in a gas station that you could take home. And she said everything was delicious. Like they have these self-heating meals. While you're riding on the train, you pull a tab, and that thing will heat up right in front of you and be piping hot. And it's the most delicious food you ever tasted. That's a scene I want to go to. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Hawaii. I want to try that pig that they cook in the ground. That thing looks luscious after.
Yeah, buddy.
did y'all see my picture? Did I
Hmm.
post that on TikTok?
I don't think so, or at least I
Uh,
didn't see it.
Okay, I'll show y'all the pictures with the pig.
hmm.
I
Yeah, that
just
sounds so good. I definitely want. You remember my Sweet 16 was a luau, but I
Yes.
want to take it up there. I want to take it
Come
all
on.
the way up there and have a
Yes.
real luau in Hawaii. And I want the whole
Ooh.
pig. I mean everything, the party, everything. That's what I
Yes.
want. The light show, all of that.
That sounds like a
right.
movie. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Man.
Hmm. It's coming.
Come
It's
It's
on.
coming.
it's
Come
not a
on,
quick
manifest it.
luau. It's long. You're gonna be out there.
That's
I
all
don't care.
right.
We're gonna be out there for a couple of weeks because I'm not going out there for a few days.
No,
When I
no,
went
not
out
that
there,
scenery.
when I went out there, I stayed out there for a week and a half because shit, it was a 9-hour flight.
See,
Come
Like
on. I'm
Exactly.
not
It's
turning
hard to
right
get
back around.
there.
No, thank you.
That's gonna be a big trip. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
Right.
gonna enjoy every last bit of it. Taking pictures. Do you understand the photo, the content creating, my
Yes.
love? Uh, and the
Um,
food, the big backathon I shall
yes.
partake in.
Big activities. Yes.
When you
Oh yeah.
talking about
We
pork
talking
and
about being the
sushi, I'm gonna
big
be
back,
eating
y'all.
everything.
We talking about being the big back, and I just talked myself into starting a whole 30-day challenge at work. I I went ahead and requested. Well, I asked people at my job who wants to start a 30-day Biggest Loser challenge with me, thinking nobody was gonna do it, and then they decided they wanted to do it. So
Now you can't back out.
I am
Uh huh.
starting on July 1st. I gotta get serious for 30.
Hey, that's motivation. Shoot.
Yeah, yeah, I
For
needed that
real,
much.
for real.
Like other people, I don't know why I work better when it's like a competition type thing. So
Hmm.
yeah,
A
even though
challenge, yeah.
look, and then what? No, what's so funny? I told them I was like, yeah, if whoever wins, they'll get a paid day off September 1st. And they was like, oh yeah, really? We can do that? Okay.
Ain't
They
that
didn't
for Labor Day?
realize it was Labor Day.
Yes.
They so special. Send them $5 on Cash App. They
Man.
so special. I realize that because one thing I'm not gonna forget is the holidays.
Right.
I
I
got
said
them
Thank
down
you.
clutch.
holidays.
I got them
I'm gonna
circled,
use my June.
starred
Yeah,
on
need to use
every
my
calendar.
Juneteenth one. I'm gonna
Girl.
use that for New York though.
Yes, 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 yes. New York. Girl, I can't wait. Speaking of that and that food scene, I want to try some New York pizza.
It's
I
See,
gotta
I
overrated.
try.
can't big back until
It's
after that
overrated.
event, but after that event, I'm going
After the
ham.
event, yes,
That
yes.
pizza is overrated.
You say what?
Overrated. So Chicago's pizza is better.
I was just about to
Chicago's
say
pizza
that
is better.
Chicago
Look,
pizza is
okay.
better. The New York
When
pizza is overrated though to me.
We
overrated?
gotta go to
No,
Chicago
see, you
then.
didn't go to the right places in Chicago. Look, okay. I'm a little biased because my
I
family
went to
is
the
from
Taste of
Chicago.
Chicago. Did you have you ever been to the Taste of Chicago?
Yes, I have been to Chicago 3 times in my life. 2 times when I was little, one more recently when I was adult. And when I tell you, my family took me to all the best spots, like Chicago barbecue.
But did they take you like when they had the festival, the food festival?
Oh, not the food festival. This was
Yeah,
like
the
for
Taste
New
of
Year's.
Chicago. Actually, I think it's coming up because it's usually around July 9th, somewhere around there.
I
So
don't think I'm going until October, and I'm going with my family up there. And when I say that they have some of the best food you've ever tasted in your life, Chicago barbecue is the best, hands down.
I don't know about all that.
Yes, yes, no. You're gonna have to come with me to just so I can prove you wrong. But then
But then
again, your taste buds
Texas
might be
barbecue the
totally
best.
biased.
Hey, yeah, Texas barbecue is mid compared to the dirty South over here, like Alabama and Georgia. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I see, and then I have to compare it to Tennessee barbecue because that stuff is really, whoo, it's really good. But man, no,
You like
Chicago's
Tennessee
got the
barbecue?
pizza. Chicago's got the hot dogs, huh?
You like Tennessee barbecue too?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I haven't tasted the right Tennessee barbecue because I'm over here in Tennessee and I ain't seen no Tennessee barbecue that I resonate with.
It depends on where you go. I'm going off of places that my family has gone to. And when I say my families are chefs, like daddy will outcook Chef Ramsay any day. He has the best cooking I have ever tasted in my life. I'm telling you right now, if you ever make it back to Texas, I'm going
Yeah,
to treat you to some
yeah.
of my daddy's cooking.
I'm always coming back to Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, I have to come back there at least once a year now.
man. You
But
guys.
yeah. What was your thoughts on New York pizza then?
Mandatory.
Mandatory? Yeah, I never
Mandatory.
had New York pizza. I said I want to try it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So have y'all been to Miami? Florida?
Yes. Only once.
Have you ever
Mm-mm.
been to House of Mac and Cheese?
I have not.
Mac and cheese? No, that doesn't even sound delectable.
It's okay. So it's called House of Mac, and it has all different types of mac and cheese.
Oh
Uh,
God.
they
Oof.
got they got buffalo chicken mac and cheese,
Good.
shrimp chicken mac and cheese, all different types of mac and cheese.
Are we about to get booted off? Bubba Gump of mac and cheese.
Yeah, basically it was a whole bunch of different mac and cheese, but it was good. It was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
But what I liked the most down there in Miami was the jerk. There's a jerk place that don't even sound right. That there's a
Jerk
place.
chicken. Jerk chicken.
I was about to say something else. That didn't sound right either. All right, so let me just say it before it sounds weird. All right, there's a place that has jerk any type of meat, like any jerk chicken, pork chop,
Protein.
roast, all this. They jerk every damn thing. Uh, uh God damn. Yeah, my bad. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but that shit is good as fuck. Y'all should try that place.
Oh man, y'all, we need to read off these socials. I didn't even
Well,
realize we had the 1 hour up.
Yeah.
well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate y'all. Be sure to
Yeah.
like, subscribe, and share. And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube as well. So,
Yes, yes.
yeah, thank y'all.
Yo, I beat, and we might have to. We always say do a part two, but this one I would love to do a part two.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a half and half.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. Well, it was good to see y'all. I enjoyed y'all per usual.
Yeah, of course. We
Per
y'all
usual.
back here next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
bye,
y'all so much.
y'all.
Appreciate y'all. See y'all next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.